Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Collaboration Q&A Tuesday, the show where I answer all of your burning collaboration questions and provide you with practical tools and actionable tips that you can use today to collaborate in your business and your life. Welcome. Today's question comes from Jennifer, and Jennifer asks, how do I avoid getting screwed over in a collaboration? And this one makes me very sad because it means a couple of things potentially. One, that Jennifer has collaborated in the past and felt screwed over. Notice I didn't say she got screwed over because feeling and actually getting screwed over are two different things, which we'll talk about. And two, it means that either maybe she hasn't even collaborated in the first place out of the fear of getting screwed over, which both of those scenarios absolutely suck and break my heart. So today I have 5 actionable tips that you can take to help avoid getting screwed over in a collaboration. The first thing you can do to avoid getting screwed over in a collaboration is have super well-defined asks and gives. Your asks are all of the things that you need to get from a collaboration in order for it to feel successful, and you can also throw in some things that you would like to get but aren't necessary for you to say yes. Your gives are all of the things you can offer a partner, but not all the things that you could offer, the things that you're willing to offer and you feel comfortable offering. So why is it so important that you have a well-defined list of asks and gives prior to the conversation? Because when you're in the heat of the moment and you're chatting with somebody that you're excited about working with, it can be very easy to get wrapped up in things and just say yes to whatever it is they offer you and forget to even negotiate for yourself. Because a collaboration is, in a sense, a negotiation in the beginning. You're offering things up in exchange for things that you want. And if you're not clear on what those things are, then it's more likely than not that you won't get what you need, which ultimately leads to people feeling taken advantage of. Tip number 2, be transparent. This means when you're on a call with a potential partner or you're having a coffee meeting, however you are first engaging with the partner, be honest, be open, be upfront about those asks and those gives. Why is this important? Because again, you don't want to get wrapped up in the moment and forget to clarify what it is that you need from that partnership in order to make it feel like you didn't get screwed over. So if you're super clear and you say, listen, total transparency, I'm really trying to grow my email list right now. That's my top priority. So whatever it is that we do together, I need to make sure that I'm going to get the right kind of promotion that it will drive new potential subscribers to subscribing to my email list. Now, this is the point in the conversation where the partner might say, oh, yeah, that's not really in line with what we offer in our partnerships. And at that point, you get to say, oh, okay, well, you know what, that sucks, but why don't we table this conversation and come back to it in about 3 to 6 months? Maybe some of our priorities will be shifted by then. And it allows you to stand up for what it is that you need. And it allows them to be clear with you and transparent with you about what they will and will not offer you. Super important to just get it out on the table. And I will say this, in my early days of doing partnerships, I just wanted the partner to say yes to me. I just wanted them to say, yes, let's do it. So I would often either sweep under the rug what it is that I really needed or just kind of like gloss past it. You know, I wouldn't be upfront and say, actually, in order for me to be able to even do this, I need X. Are you able to do that? And so, you know, we'd get down the road with a conversation and we'd start a collaboration and we'd get to the point where I needed to get the thing that I needed to get and they couldn't do it. And then what happened? I felt screwed. I felt like they took advantage of me when in reality, it was just lack of communication and transparency on my part from the beginning. So be transparent from the start and throughout. Tip number 3, aim for an even value exchange. What does that mean? When you're having a collaboration conversation with a potential partner, what you're looking for is finding out what is going to be valuable for them and making sure that you're able to offer that. Because again, just like you had to identify your asks and gives, let's hope that your partner has also done the same. But even more importantly, if they haven't, this will help you help them feel not screwed over by you in a collaboration. So I think of it as a scale. So when you're talking with a potential partner and you guys are coming up with what you're going to give each other and what you need to get from each other, I think of it as 2 sides. So if you're offering up a dedicated newsletter to your list, a Facebook Live to your community, and a guest spot on your podcast, this is their scale. Now, you need to make sure that what you're getting from them helps even that out so that you both feel confident and comfortable moving forward with the relationship. It's okay if each of your sides are not matched in terms of things that you're receiving or things that you're giving. It's more important that the value assigned to those things is even. Because what's valuable to me as a business owner might not be valuable to you. It's very personal. So this is where having a very open, honest, transparent conversation with your partner from the get-go will come into play, because before you move on, before you pass go and collect $200, you need to make sure that you are both feeling valued and like the relationship is one that's going to benefit both of you. An even value exchange. Tip number 4, manage expectations. So once you've identified your asks and your gives, you've been transparent in your initial conversations together, and you've gotten an even value exchange, this is where moving everything over to a partnership agreement is instrumental. Why? Because this is the place where you can lay out all of the terms that you both agreed to, all of the asks for both of you, all of the gives for both of you, the goals of the collaboration, what you're aiming to do, your timelines, your dates, your deadlines, everything that you need to make sure that you're both staying on track and doing what you said you would do. So this is the place where you can start to say, hey, during the month of June, I have a lot on our content calendar, so I'm not going to be able to promote that month. So instead, can we do a little bit more in May or a little bit more in July? Now you've opened up a line of communication and they say, well, actually, we really need to push in June. Is there any wiggle room? So when you lay it out clearly like that, you can manage the expectations and make sure that they know that you're able to do the thing that you said you were going to do, but here are the limitations, and vice versa. It just gets everything out in front and makes it so that you can both work together to achieve your common goal and continue to aim for that even value exchange, and making sure that nobody is starting to feel taken advantage of or screwed over in the relationship. When you're both on the same page from the get-go, it eliminates so much potential hardship in the long run. And finally, tip number 5, communicate. Is this tip woven in all of the other 4 tips? Absolutely. Is it the most important? 100%. When you communicate with your partner, be it a weekly chat, a weekly email check-in, a daily Slack message, however you choose to communicate, it is so much better to over-communicate than under-communicate. Why? Because our tiny little human brains can't help but make things up in them when we don't hear from a partner. I know for me, whenever I've been ghosted by a partner or they're taking an extra amount of time to respond than they normally do, I immediately jump to the idea that I screwed something up, that they're mad at me, that I messed something up, I disappointed them in some way. Like, I make up all of these crazy excuses for why they're not responding to me. Now, usually, almost always, it's something on their end that I'm just unaware of. Something else came up, a priority took over this one, a family matter happened. Who knows? We all know that stuff comes up. But whenever they've been able to reach out to me and say, hey, FYI, this is going on, or they don't even need to tell me what's happening. They just need to let me know I might be off the deadlines a little bit. We might need to adjust the future timeline. That's great. I can then respond and say, not a problem. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Or I can say, actually, we really need to keep on schedule. Is there anything I can take off your plate to help make sure that we stay on track? Communication is everything, because even if you haven't done any of the previous 4 tips and you just dove headfirst into a collaboration, if you have good communication with the partner throughout, you can voice any concerns that come up. You can voice any little voices in the back of your head that say, I don't know, I just don't feel good about this. I feel like they're getting more out of this than I am, or like I'm really carrying the brunt of the weight here. That way, they can help you. They can't help you if they don't know that you're feeling a particular way. So if you're communicating regularly with your partners, they can jump in, fix the problem. You can fix the problem if it's on their end, and you guys can just stay in a good, healthy place with your relationship. Because this is a relationship at the end of the day, and we all know romantic, business, whatever kind of relationship totally depends upon communication for the success of it. So I cannot stress this enough. Communicate, communicate, communicate. So there are your 5 tips for how to avoid getting screwed over in a collaboration. I hope they were helpful. None of them are rocket science, but honestly, people have this fear so deeply ingrained in them that they often just avoid collaborating ever. And you know that's terrible because collaboration is the best. So I really hope that if this has been a fear on your mind and you've been afraid of reaching out to somebody because they might take advantage of you or you might have to do all the work or whatever the reason is, I hope this has calmed your fears at least a little bit and made you feel like you are more in control of getting screwed over than you think. Good luck. Let me know if any of this resonated with you in the comments. Please share it with anybody you think it would be helpful with. Bookmark it, like it, subscribe to it. I don't know. Do whatever you're going to do. But either way, see you back here in 2 weeks for the next episode of Collaboration Q&A Tuesday.